A Suffolk University Channel 7 news poll polled 400 registered voters released Wednesday, March 26, 2009, showed that the last two voting cycles at both the state and the federal levels were fundamentally about voters' hunger for change. The poll stated 51% of the respondents said the state is on the wrong track. I wholeheartedly agree with that 51%. The candidates for office are the same melancholy faces with the same delusional ideas climbing the power ladder. Each candidate is in it for themselves and the self-centered special interest groups that filled their campaign piggy banks. They have the same recycled talk of hope and change when it comes to delivering their promises. You and I hear the nostalgic political song and dance, and they mutter the first thing that comes out of their mouth, even if it makes absolutely no sense. Politicians don't want government reform. Take a look at the ethics reform bill, unanimously passed by the House on March 26th, and is already meeting resistance in the Senate. They don't want change. They definitely don't want reform. When the Secretary of Transportation, James Pelosi, was asked about governmental reform, he stated, people are going to make it difficult because people don't like their cozy little worlds disturbed. Pelosi also said, with real reform, cozy little worlds don't exist. Mr. Pelosi, people are upset because every time there is pseudo-government reform, it means higher taxes, budget cuts, and decreased police, fire, ambulance services, education, teachers, and hospital services for the people. The politicians always take basic services and emergency services from the people as a means of dictating. See what happens when you want reform? We'll disrupt your cozy little worlds by taking services away from you and your families. It's time we put a stop to it. Our lives, our families' lives, our futures are not bargaining chips to be used by politicians in a political poker game. It's time we tear down the politicians' cozy little worlds. The House Minority Leader said, voter disgust is sweeping the state. It sure is, and you all are helping lead the revolution.
Yes.
The voters are angry about the lack of legislative ethics, increased taxes, government's poor performance, and the blatant disregard for the best interests of the people. Economists predict the fiscal crisis could last until 2010. Economists have forecasted a deficit as high as $4.3 billion by 2010. While our families struggle, lawmakers discuss raising the state's largest revenue generators, the personal income tax, and the retail sales tax. Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo, said, the House was considering all options. He also said, in these types of situations, I don't think anything can be considered off the table. If legislators made fiscally sound decisions versus special interest related decisions, we would not be in this predicament. Representative Ellen Story from Amherst said, broader support is present for bumping up the 5% sales tax. I think everybody is more or less okay with increasing the sales tax by a penny. Representative Michael Moran of Brighton said, hopefully, taxpayers and constituents will appreciate the candor of the discussions we will have around the decisions we're going to have to make.